Hey everyone, we're live at the Pace Studio in New York right now with Joseph Arthur. Joseph, welcome back, man. It's good to have you here again.
Thanks for having me back, Brad.
Yeah, dude, this has been fascinating on my side to watch these loops build and build to see what you're doing here in the studio, and looking forward to sharing what you do with the internet right now.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So congratulations, because Comeback World is out right now in the world, and we're going to hear, I think, 4 songs from it. Can you tell us what's first today?
Yeah, this one's called Seek and Find. It's kind of about toxic relationships, and it's called, originally was going to call it the Nefarious Types, but I don't know, somehow it got called Seek and Find and that title stuck. But it's about making sure you don't get bogged down in toxic relationships, I think, on some level.
All right.
Here we go. Downtown, keep it light. You might be out with the nefarious types who bleed you out when you're out of sight. Teaming up with the demons you fight, so at the next street take a right. Keep the engine running, turn out the lights, I'll be right back out of sight. To run for cover from the darkness tonight. You know now, baby, you know. Oh, it's not love they want, it's the show. What you've done, was it worth it? What you've done. Them in your head, or pour their dark energy into you, wishing that you were dead. And if you're downtown, keep it light. You might be out with the nefarious types who bleed you out when you're out of sight. Teaming up with the demons you fight, so at the next street take a right. Keep the engine running, turn out the lights, I'll be right back out of sight. To run for cover from the darkness tonight. How'd that sound?
That sounded great, dude. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Was it good in there, Bob? Okay, good.
Nice. We got an affirmative.
All right, good.
Dude, that sounded great in this room. I have no doubt that what the internet was, what the broadcast mix sounds like was even better than what you and I are hearing in this room even. And dude, thanks for coming and doing this.
I don't know what the internet people are hearing, but in here it's pretty low volume, so it's hard to rock out when it's low volume. I'm used to like getting my ears blasted.
I think the internet people are hearing the thing that...
blasted.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, turn it up at home.
Right. So can we talk more about that in keeping with what the first song is about? It sounds like, I mean, the majority of this album is about the interesting parts of life being those parts when cruise control is not an option, when things are going wrong, things are crumbling, and you're nothing's going smoothly, and that's not necessarily a comfortable thing, but that is the sort of the moment that recreation and innovation happens when you try to figure out how you continue and move on to what's next.
Exactly. That's when you have to focus on things like mindset and just sort of that's how we evolve and grow, and that's what's really interesting in life. You know, like doing the same things over and over again. It's like it's like when you're just static or something, or you're just kind of like, I find I'm happiest when I'm like being disciplined and on a purpose, you know, like when I my life kind of crumbled around, and then I got into like yoga really heavily and stuff like that. And that's like, to me, that's kind of exciting because you can kind of always reinvent yourself and your life along the way, I think, you know, and that's when life is the most interesting to me. And I think a lot of this album is kind of about that process and coming to that point of view.
Yeah, I mean, that it's not necessarily comfortable in any way. Like when circumstances conspire to make it necessary for you to have to reinvent when you're not on cruise control any longer. It's not necessarily a comfortable feeling, but... No,
it's terrible. It's like Dark Night of the Soul. But I feel like everybody's been going through that over the last, 3 years or something like that. Like, humanity seems to be expanding. I noticed one thing about the internet, like, most people are nice on the internet. Remember when, I mean, at least in my realm, like, I feel like people are really supportive of each other. And I remember a few years back, it seemed like people were much more aggressive towards each other. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would think I'm crazy for even saying that, because I'm sure a lot of people are still super aggressive at each other. But it just seems like, by and large, if people support each other, like trying to push forward and giving each other, you know, and there's all this kind of new information about how to like evolve and like YouTube and stuff like that. You can make a study of like really improving yourself. I think like people that are in their early life right now are really lucky because there's all this new information, like, you know, about like stuff like NoFap and just stuff that wasn't even in the conversation when I was a younger person, you know? So it's like, I think where humanity is going could be something really exciting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, dude, the comment section here definitely goes to support what you just said about people being nice to each other.
Nice.
I mean, it's dig it, cool, fantastic, thank you.
Right.
That's what everyone is saying right now. This does tend to be a particularly supportive corner of the internet because people are tuning into these things because they're either fans of what Paste is or a fan of you as a musician. So they support anyway. But it does tend to be a supportive.
Yeah, it does. But
here.
I guess my point of even saying that too is just like, I feel like humanity is evolving in a good direction, even though there's a lot of doomsday stuff out there, and you know, it's scary times and all the rest of it. And there's lots of problems and issues and everything. But I think by and large, humanity is kind of growing up in a way that's kind of neat to watch.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you coming here very much and playing music, and we're just a quarter of the way into it. There's 4 songs today, and you're going to do another one from Comeback World now. Can you tell us what's coming up second?
I'll do Mayor of the Lower East Side. Okay. This one's about like, I originally wrote it, I originally came up with the idea watching Jesse Malin, and he kind of has a bunch of clubs in the East Village, and so
Berlin, right? Is that one of them?
Yeah, Berlin and a few other, and like Bowery Electric and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I broadened it out to like just people that are keeping the rock and roll dream alive in New York City, because New York gets a bad rap, like, oh, it's dead or it's not the same, but it's like, it's still happening. All right, so here you go.
Yeah.
Freedom rock.
Nice, man. Well,
Thanks,
dude, the
dude.
volume's coming up in the room. I realize that neither your face nor my face is going to melt off of our skulls at that volume. However, it is louder than it was the first time around. I mean, we're creeping up towards
That's
face
the
melt
way it
level.
happens.
Yeah.
I slowly start pushing things up.
Yes.
It's like you do a sound check, and the minute you start the minute the crowd gets there, all of a sudden, like you start the first song, you want it turned up like twice as loud as it was at sound check. It's the weirdest phenomenon.
Yeah. Well, so you're talking.
Volume is like a comfort blanket for musicians. That's like my blankie.
You had a heavy blanket, total digression, but like a 25-pound blanket, man, it's a whole life-changing event.
Yeah. Especially if it's like one of those ones like your grandma used to knit that makes you feel kind of cool and warm at the same time. You know which ones I'm talking about?
I do. I do. Can we talk more about Jesse? And so you're talking about Jesse Malin in context of that last song, Mayor of Lower East Side. Can we talk about in context of the rest of the guests' features on this record? Can we talk a little bit about the production and who else appears on the record?
Nice
as well?
segue, Brian.
Thank you. I worked on it. I made a note.
I'm an interviewer now too because I have a podcast.
I know, and that
shameless
was going to be
plug.
Dude, we were going to plug that big time between the third and fourth song.
Come to where I'm from. Check it out. But yeah, there's some amazing guests on this record. I was very fortunate. I made the record with Chris Seafried, who helped me produce it. Ben Harper sings on it, on a couple songs, on I'll Be Around and Streetcar. Jesse's on Seek and Find. Greg Dooley is on Seek and Find and Comeback World. Marley Monroe sings on a lot of the whole record, and Jimmy Paxson on drums. Patrick Carney's on drums on Seek and Find.
Nice.
So I was very fortunate.
And in keeping with that, keeping music alive in New York, was this a New York-centric production? Was this all recorded in and around here?
No, it was. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was like I moved from Brooklyn back into the Manhattan.
Yeah.
Back into the East Village, and then so it was like the last recording I did in my studio in Brooklyn, and then I finished in L.A. So it's kind of the two coasts basically.
That counts. I'll take that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Can you tell the difference between the vibe of what was done primarily here and what was done in LA? I mean, does the vibe of the place
because
rub off on it? Or?
It was finished in LA.
Okay.
Like most of it all began out here, and then so it's all piled on top of everything. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, this was the LA songs and this was the new. They're all both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're at the halfway point right now. There's a lot more music. You're going to do a third and a fourth off of Comeback World. Can you tell us what's coming up next?
Yeah, I'm going to do, this one's called, what's it called? Make It True. It used to be called Permission, but I had to change that because I already named a song Permission a long time ago. So this is called Make It True. It's about if you can feel your dreams, you can make them true. Apparently, like in the back to the thing about like all this information on the internet where you can learn and evolve. I learned this on the internet too about like if you want to manifest, you have to actually feel your dream, and then you can make it true. Like Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's somebody to look into. He's got this book called You Are the Placebo, which is like the power of your mind to heal you and to manifest things. And so this song is kind of inspired by that. once in a life. You're one in a million. The way you shine your light. Yeah, yeah. You save me, I save you. If you learn to feel your dream, you can make it true. If you learn to feel your dream, you can make it true. If you learn to feel your dream, you can make it true. You save me, I save you. If you learn to feel your dream, you can make it true. If you learn to feel your dream, you can make it true. If you learn to feel your dream, you can make it true.
Yeah. Nice.
You know, this is the first time I've worn shoes that aren't those toe shoes.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with Vibrams. Anyway, that's an aside.
Yeah. Well, dude.
Because I almost wore my Vibrams, but I wore my boxing boots instead. Goes with my Muhammad Ali sweatshirt.
Dude, it's been.
This building groans. Do you notice that? Like goes.
Yeah, that's the flywheel to an elevator. It's right over there.
Oh, okay.
But also,
I feel like it's communicating. Like when you say something, the building goes. It's like I feel like it's saying like I agree.
Nikola Tesla, the inventor,
Dude.
died in this building on the 33rd floor.
Okay.
Yeah. I know.
Bro, he's the original no fap semen retention king. Did you know that? No. He was in love with a pigeon.
He thought he was married to that pigeon.
He was married to a pigeon. That might have been like a smear campaign too. Like
no,
it might
dude,
have been
I read his
overhyped.
autobiography. Seemed
Dude,
like reality.
that is so full circle because I brought up no fap semen retention. He was way into that. That's how he got all that genius.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Don't waste that stuff out there. That's wild. He died in here?
In room 3327. Yeah, he did research here for the last 15 years of his life, lived in 3327 and did his research in 3328. There's a little plaque outside his room, outside his old room. You can rent it. You can spend the night there.
Okay, how much?
Yeah, but more than room 329, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to write an album in his room. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Is anybody living there right now?
No, I mean, I'm sure that the New Yorker Hotel is probably renting it out, but we can go check it out right afterwards.
Well,
I'll show you the plaque.
we're definitely doing that. Are you joking?
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Can we talk? So, Come to Where I'm From came up a minute ago, and actually, you got a new subscriber in the comment section. Someone is now subscribed to the podcast who wasn't 20 minutes ago, but now they are.
Thank you so much. By the way, if you're a fan of the podcast, spread the word. Spread the word.
Let us spread the word right now. So does Come to Where I'm From, does hosting that podcast scratch a similar itch for you as songwriting does? Is it a totally different part of your brain that is rewarded by doing something like that? Or why did you decide to start it in the first place?
Yeah, well, I just love podcasts, you know, like, I'm a fan of podcasts. I think like all of us seem to be fans of podcasts. They're kind of the new talk show, really.
This is one. We're making
and
one
this
right
is
now.
one. We're on a talk show. Like, and we just made the joke right before, like, oh, we can be laid back. This isn't like playing Late Night with David Letterman. Shout out David Letterman. All due respect, the king, you know. But it's fun to have these extended places to speak and to, like, expand. There's Nikola Tesla going, but it's the ghost of Tesla. It's great because what you know, when you're an artist, you tend to get wrapped. I mean, your nature is to be wrapped up in your own thing anyway. If you're somebody who gravitates towards being a musical artist or an artist of any kind, you tend to be sort of a not bad self-obsessed, the good kind of self-obsessed. There's good kinds of that, like when you're making work and stuff. But what's great about doing a podcast is you have to research other people and you have to really do deep dives into other people's work. And so it makes me go into other people's universes a lot and in deeper ways than I did before in research. And so I really enjoy that because it gets me out of my mind. And then I love the art of conversation. I love the open-endedness of it. I think the podcasting is a little bit more like painting for me than it is like music. Because with painting, I'm just exploring, and it's just like, what I like about doing a podcast is when I'm interviewing somebody and then I can think of one question, I can think of another one, and I think, wow, this would go in like it's fun. It's like going through a maze, like where you're going to guide it and where it's going to go.
Well, I wonder, so have you found, I know you said it was more similar to painting than to songwriting, but have you ever found that it does have any impact on your songwriting? Because when you're doing all these deep dives into other people's work, it seems like that might have an impact on you if you're writing a song about a character and about somebody else in the third person, that the deep dives that you're doing on your interview subjects on the podcast might translate into this deep dive of a fictional character that you're writing about in song, potentially. I don't know. Have you ever found that to happen, or am I just grasping?
No, I think you're probably onto something, but I have only been doing the podcast like 4 or 5 months now. We have like 50 episodes, which is a lot. We've been doing 2 a week
nice.
Regularly, and yeah, Mason Jennings just is the last one we released, and that one's really deep and intense. But I'll let you know, because I haven't really been writing that many new songs lately, because I have been out touring this record, and then there's a whole other record I've been kind of getting together for a new release that has already been part of like the recording process of this. So I haven't really gone into like a heavy songwriting process in the last 4 months, so I'll let you know if that happens. It might.
Yeah. Yeah, well, please do, man. We'll stay tuned and come back here anytime it makes sense for you. We'll be here doing this.
Yeah.
And so Come to Where I'm From is the podcast, and we're hearing songs right now from Comeback World.
Yeah.
And we're about to get into the fourth and last song today. What are you going to play last today?
I don't know. I'm like sitting here thinking what I should do. I guess I'm going to do, I'll do this one. I've been watching. I went on a John Wick movie binge. Have you ever seen John Wick?
Yeah, dude, I haven't seen 3, but I saw 1 and 2.
I've seen 1 and 2. I like somehow didn't go into that, but it's an excellent action movie.
I agree.
But don't watch it right before you go to bed, because you'll have some messed up dreams. Anyway, this one has something about the Matrix in it, which Lawrence Fishburne is in John Wick too. That was pretty funny, because he was in The Matrix. Anyway.
As is Keanu Reeves in
yeah.
Toy Story 4. Did you see Toy Story 4?
No.
Keanu's in that one.
Oh, okay. I saw this funny thing on Instagram. Somebody said, like, turns out Keanu Reeves is the person, or is the, I don't even want to say it because it's mean, but no, I'll say it. No, I'm not going to say it.
All right.
It's not mean towards Keanu. It was mean towards somebody else. All right. This one's called Pale Fire. And you'll see why we brought up Keanu Reeves, because it has a bit about the Matrix. Promises that there'll be What you allow is what you receive. Open your eyes so that you can grieve. If the ones you trusted most only ever deceived you. Somehow I got free. I was underneath your spell when you said this to me. Let's get the waitress, I think you need a cup of tea. Just remember, you're in the matrix, and it's on you to set them free. See that spider on that neon well? Well, it's not there at all, anywhere but in your head. What's up is down, and what's down is up. The choice is up to you. I left the red pill by your cup. Let's get the waitress, pay the check, the meal is done. Just remember, you're in the matrix, and baby, you're the one. So go back now to your roots, I mean the ones before your life even began. Back when you were just pale fire, jumping from a distant star to another lane. Yeah, yeah. Fortune for the brave, while you swim in shallow water. Fortune for the brave, give me back my fire. Fortune for the brave, while you swim in shallow water. Fortune for the brave, give me back my Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming and doing this and
My pleasure.
talking about everything, man. The podcast is 2 episodes a week are coming out. Come to Where I'm From is the name of it.
Yeah, Come to Where I'm From. Joseph Arthur, Come to Where I'm From. My co-host and producer of it, Ehud Lazen. Shout out, Ehud.
Nice.
Thanks for having me, Brad.
Yeah, of course,
And
man.
Bob.
Comeback World is the record. We just heard 4 songs from it. It's out in the world right now, and
Yeah,
dude,
go
that sounded
grab it.
great. And we'll stay tuned for tour dates. I know you just wrapped a number of them with Jesse.
Yeah, there's a big tour coming up. Actually, I don't think I'm allowed to announce it yet because it's, you know how that goes or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's gonna happen. I think starting mid-March, and it's gonna be like 2.5 months of touring. So
Nice. So
Yeah.
details up at josepharthur.com when that announcement
Yeah, and
does
follow
happen.
me on Instagram, Joseph_Arthur. That's kind of where I sort of post, notices about what I'm doing and
Nice.
podcast information, stuff like that.
Well, dude, come back anytime it makes sense for you. We'll be here doing this, and thanks
I'll come
for
back
today.
tomorrow, man. Well, I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna be living upstairs in Nikola Tesla's room, dude. So I'll just
Dude,
come.
let's go check it out
I'll
right
just be
now.
a regular,
Perfect.
All right.
All right, man.
Later, man.